In a world where one man finds it impossible to masturbate over the protagonist of a children's cartoon, he'll stop at nothing to let the world know just how furious he is that this animated series is extremely hard for him to ejaculate to. No! But when the show finally reaches its ultimate climax, will he? Starring several Brillo pads glued together as Jeremy's beard, Cece, Cortez, and Vadim as Cece, Cortez, and Vadim, She-Ra, Princess of Power, as she who will not be masturbated to, and Jeremy Hambley as that weird guy who complains about how Netflix unintentionally turned him into a no-fapper. This summer, the quartering is Prince of caring way too much about the breast size of underage children's cartoon characters.
I have a small penis!
He once was a lord in every house canon too. He was zapped by...
Not heterosexual enough.
Ready to bend. 2, 3, 4, 5.
Well, that's better.
Bounce, 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 bounce.
Oh, how freaking yeah! She-Ra, She-Ra, ba-ba-da-ba-ba-ba-ba-ba. She-Ra, She-Ra.
Oh, whoever you are, you sure have a pretty dress.
Wow, brilliant storytelling and none of that woke SJW crap.
Hey Cece, you better get over here quick. Vadim is about to make a video response to the quartering about the new She-Ra.
You mean the new She-Ra that Jeremy called?
Just another butt-fucking of history by lazy leftists.
Yep. If we don't stop him, Vadim's gonna butt-fuck Jeremy to oblivion.
Not if we butt-fuck him first. That came out wrong.
Yeah.
Awkward.
Hey, it's Vadim, everybody, and today we're going to be talking about one of my...
Not so fast, urinal face. You're not about to discuss my favorite YouTuber who looks like a cross between the cast of Duck Dynasty and Chewbacca, are you?
Really? I thought he looked more like a cross between that gif everyone thinks is Zach Galifianakis but is really Robert Redford and the serial killer from Slaughterhouse.
Well, the answer is yes. Yes, we are talking about The Quartering and his totally demented takes on She-Ra and the Princesses of Power, which recently reached its series finale, and Jeremy was a huge fan.
The show sucked.
She-Ra is woke garbage.
The people that are drawing this are gross and ugly, and they want everyone else to be gross and ugly.
Actually, I don't think the new She-Ra was gross at all. Kind of looked a bit like Joe Manganiello to me.
Okay, that's out of context. That's not actually She-Ra at all. That character was a decoy. Long story, but look, we're gonna dive into all this a little more, but first, I'd just like to address one thing.
It's gonna be about sending a good message to children. Oh, okay. Like how they turned Spinnerella into a fat chick whose superpower is farting.
Alright, so I watched all 5 seasons for the purpose of making this video, and I can now definitively say that no, Spinnerella's special power was not super farting. But before we get much further, I want to say that we made a video on this topic 2 years ago.
Why do I barely remember that?
I think I know, but first let's do a quick rundown of that video. Okay, so we learned that Jeremy and Sargon think that the new She-Ra looked like
an androgynous, gender questionable thing. Okay.
They turned it into this thing.
That both Jeremy and that trad goth fascist rebel media girl who used to make Pizzagate videos and was in that embarrassing Ajit Pai net neutrality promo thought that the creators of the new She-Ra had some sort of
sinister agenda.
I don't know why they are trying to implant some sort of agenda.
You mean to tell me that there's not some agenda there? I don't believe you.
which follows the conservative outrage machine's rich history of claiming that children's cartoons have some sort of sinister purpose, from Jerry Falwell claiming that the Teletubbies were making kids gay to Ben Shapiro saying he wanted to bust a cap in Big Bird and Elmo's ass.
You take it on Elmo and Sesame Street and Big Bird in your book.
Yeah, I kind of want to take him out back and cap him.
Thought we were kidding about that, didn't ya? But most importantly, we discussed that if She-Ra was going to be inclusive of gay kids, queer kids, trans and non-binary kids, whatever, this was literally the single best property to do it with.
Oh, yeah, come on. Get the fuck out of here.
No, for real, because aside from the fact that He-Man and She-Ra have been gay icons for decades,
I'm the Princess of Power, bitch.
In an interview with Gay.com, original voice of She-Ra and daughter of the show's creator, Lou Scheimer, said the show was created for girls and gay boys, that Filmation Studios was the gayest place in town, that she was an out lesbian and her father was into dudes himself, which is why when you watch either of these shows, you'll see nods and winks to the LGBT community all the time. And she emphasizes that it's a no-brainer how the characters have appealed so much to the gay community for decades because, well, it was kind of designed that way.
He-Man was my jam when I was young.
Okay, I remember why I barely remembered that video now. I had to erase the memory of how gay He-Man and She-Ra always were from my brain. And there we go. Oh, hey, Cortez, what's going on?
Oh, nothing much. I was just learning about how super gay He-Man and She-Ra always were.
Oh, god damn it.
So for those of you who don't know, The Quartering is a gaming and pop culture critic who's known for criticizing famous music composers for saying fuck Hitler, fighting against censorship by complaining about how Final Fantasy covered this woman's crotch.
Oh, come on, that's totally anti-free speech. I mean, they retconned her vagina.
Yeah, why are you even talking about She-Ra in the first place? I mean, he's made 376 videos on Captain Marvel, which have been highly praised.
It's the movie dumb bearded white guys are protesting.
It's true, Jeremy only made 6 highly demented videos on She-Ra, but I think they just encapsulate the essence of The Quartering more than anything in his videography.
Essence of The Quartering. Sounds like a great cologne.
Essence of the Quartering by Calvin Klein.
Come on, you don't have this nasty unkempt beard and not slay puss whenever you want.
So let's get things started with what I think is the most pressing question of all.
These SJWs, they gaslight like, you just want to jerk off, you weirdo.
Why does this weirdo want to jerk off to She-Ra?
Gotta admit, it's a little weird.
Yeah, She-Ra's underage. Now that Pegasus Swiftwind, I would fuck the...
Okay, this is a family show we got here.
Oh, don't kink shame me, bro.
I fully support your lifestyle choices, Cortez, but when it comes to Jeremy and masturbating to She-Ra...
I didn't say that. I haven't seen anybody say that. In fact, in my video, I literally said, guys don't jerk off to this stuff.
Yes, that is true. Jeremy never said that heinous, disgusting thing that, to my knowledge, no one ever actually accused him of saying in real life. Thank God. What they did do, however, was joke about it.
I saw nobody complaining that they couldn't jerk off to the cartoon.
Jeremy, it was a joke. It was a joke. It was a joke, you gargantuan snowflake.
And I'm going to explain why this joke was totally fair game, because in your video, you said...
I believe they took everything that was powerful about She-Ra, her beauty, her strength, and they turned it into this thing. And certainly being beautiful and powerful is what made She-Ra amazing. Not looking like a boy and taking away everything that made her great. Just another butt-fucking of history by lazy leftists.
Okay, so my main problem with that clip is not so much the fact that you're totally taking She-Ra and making it sound like a revision of history that's on par with Holocaust denialism.
I never liked the idea of rewriting history with She-Ra.
We'll get into that more later, but in the clips we watched, you said that they took away everything that made her great, her strength and her beauty. Now, obviously the new She-Ra is super powerful, and you must have known that they were going to give her superhuman strength, so that only leaves one thing that you claim made her great.
Her boobs! boobs!
Well, I was gonna say his subjective opinions of her physical attributes.
Boobs is way better.
Yeah, totally.
Okay, the point is literally no mention of personality traits whatsoever, like kindness, compassion, bravery, self-sacrifice, etc., etc. So clearly, the only thing inside the everything that made her great, according to Jeremy, is her boobs! Okay, but when you add that all up with what Jeremy says at the end of the video...
But you wonder what little girls, if they are viewing this, what do they have to look up to? And you wonder what the young men's generation, the young men of this day are going to have to look forward to in women if these are their icons.
I mean, he's just saying it right there. I am so very concerned about how fuckable women of the future are going to be for the next generation of young men.
Sadness.
And so, Jeremy, that is why
the joke, it was a joke.
That you wanted to jerk off to She-Ra is not just perfectly appropriate, but arguably the defining joke that should follow you around forever.
You weirdo.
So, Jeremy would really like you to know that he's an ally to the LGBTQ community.
It's okay to be gay, it's okay to be trans, it's okay to think you're a tree.
Wow, I didn't know that the T in LGBTQ stood for tree.
It doesn't. But one thing that you might be surprised to hear is that some people think that Jeremy might be a little homophobic.
If you're gonna raise awareness, you've got to make people want to throw up in their mouth. You've got to give them, this kind of thing. Her superhero is fooling men into thinking she's a woman. Ha! And you all got together to celebrate two guys butt fucking. I don't know.
Yeah, personally, I don't see it.
I know, right? Some people will even twist statements like that into being homo and transphobic, and then call him a man baby.
Oh, you mean like this?
If you don't like the lesbo kiss in The Last of Us 2, you're also a man baby.
Yeah, that's exactly what I'm talking about. But when Jeremy responded to the people who weren't that crazy about his first She-Ra video, he finally had the opportunity to show everyone just how not homophobic he was.
In terms of not being able to fap to a children's cartoon, I thought it was really curious just how many people with rainbows in their titles or in their names on Twitter were making that accusation. It was almost like they were projecting.
All of these people with rainbow flags in their titles, the gays, who were joking, they were joking, Jeremy, remember that, about him fapping to She-Ra. Well, it's almost like they were projecting. That is really curious.
But it was just curious. I mean, it's not even logical. It's a level of projection. But it's curious how their arguments are just not even founded in fact. It's like they're projecting their own. It's curious when you look at just some of the replies. You have so many people calling me a pedo. Interesting, coming from another rainbow. Curious. What I can tell you is this. Last night I had probably 50 people with rainbows in their title accuse me of sexualizing a young boy or a young girl, which I never did. That level of projection is something that I think is notable. It's curious.
Wow, that really is curious.
And what's really curious is all the projection.
Yeah, it's really curious that he's getting all this projection from the gays that totally fits stereotypes of gay people being pedophiles.
It's curious. It's something I've heard about certain folks out there. Now I can see why people might feel that way. Now, I don't agree with that, but it was curious to have so many people come at me and accuse me of being a pedo. It's curious to me. It's almost like they know what's happening here. They know that this is a rewrite of history. A huge portion of it is the gay community attacking me. I'm telling you this. This is the truth. Look at my mentions. Why is that? I'm curious. The level of full court press, damage control, and projection that happened last night on my Twitter feed, mostly from the gay community on Twitter and their allies, was very curious.
So look, the quartering is kind of a little litigious about these things, so I have to choose my words very carefully. I just want to start out by saying that I do not think the quartering is homophobic or transphobic or anything like that. I mean, he's obviously inclusive of tree people, but I just think it's curious that he continually hammers a lot of the main talking points of trans and homophobes in his She-Ra videos and others.
They know that this is agenda-driven.
An agenda exists here.
I wonder if you're pushing an agenda. I see a rainbow flag. You mean to tell me that there's not some agenda there? I don't believe you.
That's something I find notable. I think it's curious.
It feels like almost like a recruitment, but I'm keenly aware of problematic indoctrination of children. Everybody, these kids, when kids grow up, everybody's gonna be gay, right? You're gonna see a sharp increase in the rate of gay folks because of this media push at pushing
gay characters in everybody's face.
Oh, come on, Vadim. The new She-Ra clearly has an agenda.
Yeah, it's to get Jeremy to suck a cock.
Maybe, but I'm just saying that it's interesting, notable, thought-provoking, fascinating, and truth that Jeremy,
which is, in my weird tinfoil hat, conspiracy is a weird effort to normalize it.
There is, obviously people out there that believe that this is a part of a larger concerted effort. Maybe.
Kind of sounds a little bit like these guys.
There is a well-organized plot, an insidious design right now to program and influence the minds of our children.
Yes, She-Ra also included some inferences to homosexuality.
Oh, come on, Vadim. Stop thinking about yourself and start thinking about Jeremy's feelings for a change.
Yeah, he was the real victim in this.
Last night I had probably 50 people with rainbows in their title attacking me. I'm telling you this. This is the truth. Look at my mentions.
Well, I'm glad you brought that up, Cortez, because I did look at all of his mentions during that one-day period. I itemized the important ones. It took hours, but I did it because I lead an amazing life. So, Jeremy, many of the tweets said things like you were embarrassing, which you were. People weren't attacking you. They were mocking and laughing at you, which they were. 90% were jokes. I don't know how you can look at tweets like, no, my cartoon lady doesn't have big boobs anymore, and think otherwise. I divided the spiciest insults into keywords and into these folders. These were the numbers. So the major findings were variations of boobs, breasts, and tits were at the top with 13 tweets. Honking off, apparently that's a thing. I did not know that. I urge everyone to employ it more in your vernacular. Pedo and pedophile.
You have so many people calling me a pedo. Interesting, coming from another rainbow. Curious.
3 of which were from your fans to describe your critics, but most importantly, I made accounts with rainbow flags a separate folder. And are you ready for this, Jeremy? I hope you're sitting down. They constitute a total of 3 whole tweets. Wow! Oh my god, I am amazed that you ever recovered from that, Jeremy. But let's review. The first, yes, did call you a neckbeardy incel fuck. Another called you a pedo, which you did point out in your video. And finally, we have a genuinely lovely tweet, which said, the point isn't that powerful women can't be beautiful. The point is that powerful women cannot look like a stereotypical straight man's idea of a woman and still be beautiful. So again, holy shit, I'm so sorry, dude. Those rainbow flags totally wrecked you. Wow. Let's be real though. 3 people, 50 people, very close, at least when you consider the concept of infinity. And he probably mistook this Nordic flag here for a gay one. But Jeremy inferring that LGBTQ people are pedophiles while saying they attacked him when they kinda didn't, I just think that level of projection is notable. I think it's
curious.
For the record, again, I'm definitely not saying he spreads batshit homophobic and transphobic cliches like the idea that watching woke children's shows can turn you trans.
In the same way that you have over-sexualized TV characters and cartoons leading to rise in teenage pregnancy, you can also have the over-representation of certain ideologies and sexualities that lead to a rise in other things. This is why we have things like trans trenders. Are there trans folks out there? Sure. Is there a reason you have more than ever right now? Probably.
Look guys, Jeremy has threatened to sue people that are of the opinion that he holds anti-LGBTQ sentiments. Where did I get it? I don't know. So I am definitely not going to read that article that he sued the escapists for, which, by the way, is a super free speech thing to do. Jeremy loves his free speech. No, I am not going to do that. I refuse to do that. It's just not going to happen. However, Thought Slime agreed to read it.
The Quartering makes a similar argument, but in true provocateur fashion, he uses the political dog whistle more frequently. His video starts by pointing out that he made a gameplay review separate from a political analysis of the game.
See, separating politics from video games is actually not that hard,
he boasted, implying gameplay and positive LGBTQ representation deserve to be discussed in separate but equal videos. In this video, the Quartering discusses games urinalists, yes, that's spelled right, and casually uses the term fake wokeness. Beneath the veneer of politically correct language, the amazing Lucas and the Quartering are making a clear statement. We don't want to explore LGBTQ identity in video games. By saying the mere presence of LGBTQ people or characters is political or pandering, they're really saying queer people shouldn't be present or discussed at all. Per the amazing Lucas, get your agenda, propaganda, and politics out of my games.
I don't understand why they're so obsessed
with everything being gay.
In other words, don't be gay here, not in video games or YouTube.
Oh, come on. What the crap did that have to do with She-Ra?
Yeah, are you just trying to force an argument that he's a free speech hypocrite for coercing the escapists to retract an article and to issue an apology through the threat of litigation for an opinion? And that opinions under no circumstance fall under the banner of libel or slander?
Or are you pointing out that the Quartering does this crap all the time, and that by his standards, Brie Larson and Jeanette and plenty of others could easily sue him?
And insinuating that Jeremy disingenuously promotes himself as a champion of free speech but wants to be free of legitimate criticisms when he exercises it? Is that what you're trying to say?
No, I wasn't going to say any of those things, but thanks for sharing, guys. Now, I brought it up because Jeremy does exactly what the article points out with She-Ra. According to him,
the problem has been with the bastardization of an existing character.
And the supposed bastardization of She-Ra in the mind of Jeremy is exclusively that she's a lesbian, and that in his opinion,
this is a boy.
And for these reasons, he continually argues that She-Ra
is not appropriate
for children, and then equates what are actually super tame depictions of gay relationships to political ideology.
This is just a further evidence for more proof that folks that want to push political ideologies are lazy and uncreative.
Oh, two girls holding hands is totally political ideology.
Yeah, look at them. They're like one step away from firebombing Jeff Bezos' house to start the commie uprising.
Well, maybe I'm missing some subtext there, but when you combine all of this with how Jeremy is continually pushing that politics and ideology and entertainment is practically sacrilege, and again, that is only reasoning for why She-Ra should be considered political or ideology at all is its LGBTQ themes and its supposed
attack on femininity.
When you combine all of that with the fact that he continually argues,
I have no problem with a Tumblr fanfic that loosely is similar to She-Ra, just don't call it She-Ra. I have a problem when you call it She-Ra.
Why don't you just make a new character? Just create your own.
And let's just be perfectly clear here. Jeremy says this about all existing IPs, so there is literally no room. They all should create their own. So yes, Jeremy is saying that LGBT folks can't have one existing IP. Just one little show of their own. Because, you know, obviously the gayness will make it.
Just another butt-fucking of history by lazy leftists.
All right. Is that all you have to say?
No, I guess I'd also like to say that yes, Jeremy, you constantly throw flaming balls of homophobic and transphobic crap into your videos. Feel free to sue me for the opinions that I've expressed if you're so much of a
man baby
that you can't accept the criticisms and ramifications of your fucking free speech.
So let's get a Skeletor type of voice. Skeletor, the master of the universe.
Okay, friends, enemies, and everyone in between, it is now time for the lightning round!
Seriously stupid points. Hopefully far less stupid answers.
It's time for the lightning round.
Okay, Jeremy, for the record, when you say...
I never liked the idea of rewriting history with She-Ra.
Are you aware that you're talking about a show where the evil plot of the villains was to literally disguise themselves as a cake, and this happened?
Oh! Helmet to shield!
I don't know. Looks pretty scientifically accurate to me.
Everyone will remember the original She-Ra show because it was good.
Okay, next question. Jeremy, One Angry Gamer, your source for the hard-hitting scoop that...
They turned Spinnerella into a fat chick whose superpower is farting.
Because you read practically the whole article, and I'm just wondering if you also agree with his take that She-Ra wants to inculcate your children with a gay agenda so that it's easier for them to physically groom your younglings once the bunghole Bolsheviks legalize pedophilia. Do you agree with that? Do you also agree with him that the interracial kiss in Mighty Thor makes you sick to your stomach, churning your insides with a nausea-inducing swirl? Do you believe that? I'm just asking. Or do you agree that all you loved is being torn apart like pig's intestines in a slaughterhouse for the sake of brainwashing the masses with their agenda? Now, I only ask because I know that historically you don't have the best track record of identifying bigotry.
As part of the company's widening crackdown on users who espouse nationalism and other forms of hate. I don't know if white nationalism is essentially a hate movement. I assume there are hate elements in it, although I'm not well-versed on all of their tenets.
And also because your videos sometimes come across like a PG-13 reading of these articles.
My thumbnail said like Marvel's erasing white males. Is there some truth to it? Absolutely.
You know, for someone who claims to loathe politics in your entertainment and gaming journalism, using someone who made a list of race traitors with coal burners on the list, well, that's just interesting, notable, and...
curious.
Hey, maybe you didn't realize all of this till now. I don't know how you couldn't because it's pretty goddamn rampant all over the website, but just in case you ever respond to this, answer me just this one question. Please, Jeremy, I want to know, in your opinion, does One Angry Gamer qualify as a urinalist?
I sure hope so, because I just hit the litter box and Cortez definitely needs to see a urinalist.
No comment.
Okay, Jeremy, you kind of talk about LGBTQ representation in children's shows as if the creators are actively trying to flood kids' minds with uncontrollable thoughts of hot, steamy gay sex.
I don't ever remember wondering who He-Man got down with.
I never questioned whether or not their puppet wangs touched each other.
Does he want somebody to enjoy his porous holes? What exactly is going through SpongeBob's mind when he thinks about getting a little dirty?
And it's a bit much.
Viewers of Sesame Street aren't thinking about whether or not Bert and Ernie are penetrating each other. I don't think that is what children need to be worried about in their daytime television. Do you want to explore these issues with a toddler?
And this is obviously pretty fucking weird, really more than anything, because, I don't know, are you Mandela affecting the past perhaps into this world in which heterosexual children's characters didn't exist? Because they did, and they do. Oh my God. Is this heterosexual indoctrination I see before me? How are toddlers watching this without thinking of that lady getting penetrated by that tramp and these freakish books pounding each other's book cracks? And that squirrel's wang is clearly touching her bing bong. Ooh! Jeremy, I'm pretty sure you don't think the world works this way, because in this brief moment of you not sounding like a shitlord Pat Robertson,
I certainly never mentioned anything about being able to be attracted to a cartoon character that I watched when I was 8 years old.
See, now that weird squint tells me you get it. Toddlers and kids probably aren't thinking about holes getting penetrated. But for some reason, when it comes to She-Ra...
Why is it important in a children's cartoon which characters are sleeping with the other characters? But they should be concerned with who she sleeps with. That's important. The idea that 8-year-olds are really worried about who's going to bed with who is absurd. The show is not a children's show. It never was a children's show.
Who are we kidding? We know the reason. The reason is the gay. The gay is why it's not a kid's show. So, you know what? Right now, I'm going to show you all the gay between Catra and She-Ra. These are pretty much all the moments of gay between them. Most are so subtle kids would never catch them, like this. Just like little expressions that show affection. 95% of it is just that, because their feelings are pretty much unspoken till the end. It's all very innocent. Moments where they're laughing together, maybe She-Ra saves Catra, and yes, just one kiss inside of 5 seasons. And holding hands in the sunlight. I'm pretty sure that's everything. I may have missed some very small stuff. And seriously, if you think the kids can't handle that, or it somehow has the power of conversion therapy, which doesn't exist, Jeremy, I hope you know that. If you really do think that, then you need to get your fucking trucker hat examined. I mean, what is wrong with you? Jesus fucking Christ, Jeremy.
Okay, wait a second. You just threw in all that kumbaya crap at the end there. You're not gonna be nice to him too now, are you?
Yeah, come on, treat him like crap.
Wait, I thought you guys liked Jeremy.
We do. We just like seeing people getting totally wrecked on the internet more.
Yeah, finish him, finish him.
Okay, guys, yes, there are points I would have liked to have made, like the fact that his
Why don't you just make a new character?
argument is total crap because he loved the Joker, which completely dissembles and reinvents Batman canon, and hopefully without sounding creepy, that Adora does actually have curves, not that it matters.
Bro, if I'm not seeing super up-close butt crack, I don't care.
Okay, fine. The point is that when Adora becomes She-Ra, she literally hulks the fuck out into an 8-foot-tall warrior with a breastplate, so obviously she's gonna have a little muscle tone and not have what he describes as
gargantuan boobs.
I wanted to get into all that stuff and more, but instead we're gonna take things into a slightly different direction, and this is a little hard for me. This is not something I usually do, okay? But about a month ago, Jeremy had something pretty bad happen. I watched his video about it. He lost a furry friend, and I can definitely relate to that. My heart honestly goes out to him big time on that, and I'm not joking. I thought I might have a section like this, but then I watched this video back from 2018, and I thought if this guy can't get through to Jeremy, well, nobody can.
All I ask is that you consider the ramifications of your actions and ask yourself what kind of person you want to be. Is that how you want to shape the world around you? Is that how you want to shape other people's lives? It isn't what I want to do, and it's not what this video is meant to do, and I'll never do another video like this again. This was supposed to be a video on how to be a better control player. Is this the message you want to send out into the world?
Oh, that man is too pure for this world.
Yeah, he's kind of wholesomeness personified. So, look, on one hand, I thought, fuck it, what's the point? But then, on the other hand, I realized, this is a She-Ra video, and one of the genuinely wonderful things about the show is its capacity to convincingly redeem nearly every single character, even the worst of them.
Oh, you're gonna be nice now? Screw that.
Yeah! Wreck his balls!
Wreck his balls! Wreck his balls!
Guys, why do you want me to wreck his balls?
I don't know. Maybe baggage I still hold from getting mine removed?
Fair enough. Look, I'm gonna say this knowing full well that if Jeremy watched this, he probably stopped by now. But maybe he is, or more importantly, maybe many people who are influenced or believe some of the worst toxic dumpster fire dumbfuck takes Jeremy has spread might be listening as well. And I want to be fair to Hambly, okay? So first of all, I want you to know that according to Jeremy, he has 2 gay dads, 1 white and 1 black.
What?
Oh, give me a
come
freaking
on.
break.
Why they gotta be gay like that?
No, guys, it's cool.
I don't know. I've totally lost respect for him. I mean, being gay is fine, I guess.
Yeah, but he's just giving in to woke internet culture by even saying it in the first place.
Okay, I guess I could see how you could look at it that way, but honestly, once in the bluest of moons, I will find a tweet from him that is unexpectedly kind. The more jaded side of me does think, hey, maybe this is just damage control to compensate for all his toxic dumpster fire dumbfuck takes. But yeah, it's something. Look, obviously, I don't know what your gay dads think if they ever see any of those toxic dumbfuck dumpster fire takes on things like the gay agenda, indoctrination, and much, much more. Maybe they're just like, he's making money, get it. But honestly, I just personally can't help but feel sorry for them because those toxic dumbfuck dumpster fire takes are things that the gay community has been dealing with for decades. They are harmful, and if you say you disagree with that, well, my gut instinct is to say,
I don't believe you.
Hey, you already said this probably won't even change him. Why the fuck are we even here?
Well, I guess because maybe it will plant a seed for him or someone else. Look, the original title of this video was going to be Why the Quartering Will Always Be Known as That Weird Guy Who Wanted to Jerk Off to She-Ra.
That's maybe just a little wordy there.
Yeah, that's true, but that's just who you are right now, Jeremy. It doesn't have to be. Practically everything that is ridiculous and awful about what you do and say is just encapsulated in those She-Ra videos. It's what defines you. If nothing changes, the joke that you wanted to jerk off to She-Ra should and will always follow you.
All right, he's getting mean again.
Yeah! Kick him in the dick and set him on fire. Kick him in the dick and set him on fire. Kick him in the dick and...
No, guys, that's totally not my point, and that's really elaborate. Jeremy, if you're listening, or perhaps young shitlordling internet viewers who happen to be your fans, who might just be a much better person a few years from now, just know this, okay? You can be better. And maybe that just starts with being a little bit better. Look at the times when you're spreading nasty, toxic, dumbfuck, dumpster fire takes, and maybe do that just a little bit less. And Jeremy, if you take that advice one day, maybe one day, you could very well be that kind of cool guy who people used to say jerked off to She-Ra.
Wow, that's really some inspirational stuff there, Vadim.
Well, look, this is honest, and this is for everyone, including myself. We can all be better every day, little by little, piece by piece. We're all works in progress.
Yeah, okay, Oprah. Are you finished yet? Pretty sure I got a barf.
All right, just hold out for 2 more minutes. Don't worry, I'll clean it up.
Oh boy, I did not realize the video was gonna end this way.
Me neither. I honestly didn't expect it when we started this, but here we are. And hey guys, we got a really cool ending sequence to stick around for. But first, it's time for
Capitalism!
Real quick, guys, once again, I have to say we make Zippo, zilch off of Google AdSense.
Yeah, you know, because we curse all the goddamn cock-shitting time.
So you guys are what make these videos happen. We run this channel like we make big Patreon money, like we're one of these wonderful folks right here. And you know what? We're never gonna stop doing that. But if you enjoy what you see, please consider becoming a patron on Patreon.
And check out our Teespring. It's filled with totally cool crap that you need in your life. Look, a new Cortez and Hey It's Vadim shirt. Oh my God!
And that concludes today's
Capitalism! So hey, Vadim, are you gonna play the clip or what?
I'm sorry, what clip?
The Big Joe clip.
Oh yeah, sure. Play the clip!
What is your YouTube channel, by the way? I was trying to find it. You don't have it linked in your Twitter profile.
I must. Really? I don't?
No, you just have a link to like Creation Cat and your Patreon.
Well, either I have to thank Big Joe for linking my channel on his Twitter, or I live rent-free in Jeremy's head!
Why does this keep happening? Okay, guys, I guess I'll see you later. I gotta go masturbate to Tila's butt crack now.
Okay, goodbye!
And then you have Clown Shoes, the Serfs on here, getting mad.
Like, there's so many people I want to thank. I'd like to thank the Academy first and foremost. Okay, I want to thank everyone here who made this possible. I mean, I'd like to, obviously, how could I forget this? Mom, thank you. I love you.
imperfections are beautiful!